It is rattlesnake season right here, right now in the valley, and we already know of at least one boy that's become victim to a rattlesnake.
I know. Thankfully, he was okay, and only VNN was there when a beloved pet was rushed into the vet's office. He was bitten by a rattlesnake. Take a look at this story.
Right. One fang there and one fang down.
A rattlesnake bit Thor just minutes ago.
His head was about that big, about 2 inches across. So he was coiled up, but he looked like he was 3 to 4 foot long.
But the effects of the venom are already visible. Dr. Courtney Kramer didn't treat Thor, but treats many dogs this time of year.
Definitely in peak rattlesnake season, and we're in one of the worst parts of the country for rattlesnake bites. The rattlesnake that we see in Southern California is one of the most venomous ones in the United States.
Experts say that dogs are 20 times more likely to be bitten by a snake.
Dogs are curious and they're going to run off, and if they see a snake, they're not necessarily going to avoid it like we would. They're going to want to explore it and want to play with it and usually get bit on the face.
And that's exactly what happened to Thor. Eddie's very worried now. He's had Thor, his 5-year-old terrier mix, since he was a 6-week-old puppy, and now he'll have to leave him behind for observation.
The treatment for a snake bite is really just anti-venom. Everything else is secondary. We put them on IV fluids to help keep them from going into shock. The antibiotics are a very, very secondary or tertiary role just to keep them from getting an infection from the snake bite. We give them pain medicine, but really the antivenom is the thing doing all the work.
But there is also a vaccine, and while it does build immunity, it does not offer complete protection.
They still need to go to a vet, and the vaccine is geared towards the western diamondback rattlesnake. It's not specific to the one we have here, which is the southern Pacific rattlesnake. But there are many different components to the venom, and there's quite a good overlap between the two. It may as well be in your arsenal of defense against rattlesnakes.
You and antivenom are going to play a key role in saving your pet's life.
Most veterinary hospitals do carry the antivenom, but you'd want to find out if they had it before you went there. And we recommend that you call us and let us know you're coming, and so that we can get things ready. The antivenom has to be given within 4 to 6 hours to really do very much good.
And finally,
there's a lot of times where there's a second bite, and it's the person trying to catch the rattlesnake. You're better off leaving it alone.
Experts say that people are most at risk for getting bit at dawn and dusk, and that's because snakes can't regulate their body temperature. They like to be out when it's cooler, so just keep that in mind. And don't expect to be warned these days from a rattlesnake, because more often than not, they're actually just striking before they even rattle. They're evolving, and sometimes the rattle isn't even there.
we also want to send a big hug to Thor. He's doing well, resting at home.